Over the past couple of years, we've been closely following the career of Toronto's heavy metal princess Lee Aaron. We first presented her in a simulcast special. Later that same year, Lee was invited to be a participant in the Reading Festival, alongside the likes of Black Sabbath, The Stranglers, and Thin Lizzy. At Reading, Lee previewed songs from her then upcoming album, Metal Queen. It has since been met with good response from the fans, and this past week, Lee held a party in heaven to celebrate the release of her first bona fide rock video of the title track. And what would a Lee Aaron party be without her trademark energetic performance? Backstage after the show, Daniel Richler and I did a little hanging around with Lee. Or rather, she did a little hanging around with us. And after we decided that neither one of us could capture her total attention, we both sat down and talked to her about her new video.
So this Metal Queen, I guess, actually is the very first honest-to-goodness foray into the world of video music for you, isn't it?
Well, I've done a little bit of video work on my my first record, but it was just sort of haphazard here and there, and it really gave me an insight into how to work in front of the camera. Hi. But sort of more or less was a preparation for this actual video. Like, I had to act more or less in this one. It was a lot of fun.
Why didn't you kiss the snake?
Would you kiss a 150-pound python? The fellow who owned the snake, the owner, the trainer of the snake, was sort of a little bit hunched over, and I asked him, I said, you know, like, what's wrong with your back? He said, well, I forget the snake's name. Betsy or something like that. And he goes, well, Betsy bit me. One time she got angry at him, she coiled and she sprang at him, and she bit his, it was just his hand, but she snapped all 4 of his fingers, took his wrist right out, twisted his arm, took his shoulder out of joint.
So when it was time for Lee to kiss the snake, there was nearly a heavy-duty laundry bill there.
Yeah, I was going, forget it, kiss a snake, you kiss the snake, you kiss the snake.
Snakes have teeth, right, and they go backwards into the throat in case they regurgitate the animal that doesn't leave.
This far away from my face, and I mean, how would you feel? I mean, if that snake just decided that it was going to go whomp, I mean, you wouldn't have a face left. I mean, of course, no, I'm just joking. I was totally braved. I mean...
Well, I think that you probably made a lot of fans for yourself by picking up that spider. I mean, that's, you know, that's a heavy metal thing to do.
Tarantulas are really harmless.
Right.
Really harmless. I'd done a photo session with that thing in the past. Anyway, it belongs to one of the fellows on a road here. It's his pet. But it's actually really harmless. They're really mellow creatures. If they just find a position they're comfortable in, they'll just sit there for hours and hours until you touch them and encourage them to move again.
It looks like you had a little trouble even getting the spider to move.
Well, yeah, at first I was trying to get it to come off the skeleton onto my hand, and it was just going, don't bug me. I don't feel like going anywhere, and I'm going, if I bug this thing too much, will it bite me?
And then it literally jumped.
Yeah, pretty well. I don't know.
Okay, he's done all the traditional heavy metal symbols like the snake and like the spider and things. One of the big problems, though, was the dove, wasn't it?
Oh, well, it wasn't a problem. Actually, I'd gotten together with the girl who owned the doves, a girl named Andrea Nogler, and we practiced with it, and we figured out that if I held my arm out, the thing, and she threw it from about about 10 feet back, it would just come and it would land on the first perch that it could see. And when it came down to doing and actually filming the scene, do you think the dove would do it? No way. And when it landed on the wrong hand, because it was getting near the end of the day and everybody was tired and wanted to go home, my manager was sitting back there going, oh, if it lands on the wrong hand, just fake it, wing it, do whatever you want. So I tried to bring it up and it started flying into my face and everything. But we finally got the scene.
After being involved in the shooting of it and seeing the final product, what do you think of the video? It seems to me to be one of those great comic book type of fantasies.
Well, that's sort of the idea, is to create a comic book type of image for the public to relate to, the Metal Queen type of image. In fact, we shot it the day before I left to do an Eastern tour, so everyone else had seen it until about 2 days ago when I arrived on the plane back, and I finally got to see it. No, really, I finished high school, seriously.
She reaps the power like no other man.